about my topic, female founders. I think this is a topic that I've been wondering actually for a long time, that where are they? Why do we have so few female founders? And I guess the best way for me would be to start for myself. So how did I become a female founder? Well, I think I always believed that you should do something that you are passionate about, and then you should just start it and see, where it takes you. I myself, I grew up in Finland and maybe had a quite traditional, way of starting my career. So I was educated in engineering. So I have a master's degree in engineering. I did an MBA later at Purdue and ASCP in France. And my latest degree was from INSEAD in organizational psychology. So I am quite a bit of a learning freak. But still, I did work 70 years for big corporates. And I realized that although I was having fun, but around, I think 10 years ago, I was working in China, and well, those ones who maybe remember, Nokia was not doing very well at the times, and many of my friends who came back to who started their own businesses came to China and needed help with investments and finding clients. And I was really intrigued about people who had all these crazy ideas, and they were willing to pursue it and really believed that they could do, big, crazy things. So that led me to, start doing some angel investments and actually thinking about setting up my own company. So I met my partner in Shanghai, and together with Ram Shoham, we realized that we shared the same passion, that we really wanted to, work with startups to help them succeed, to find them investments and clients. And really, you get so energized when you're around these kind of people. So I didn't want to do, anything less than that. So since 2015, Accelerator Frankfurt has been helping startups, German startups and also international startups to find clients and investors here in Germany. And I myself also founded a couple of startups on the way. I think my first idea of a startup happened before, around 2007-06, when I wanted to set up a diving school in Thailand. But at the time, I got a too good job offer to leap on that road yet. But then, 2011, the time was right, and I set up my own company. I think lately, what we have all been experiencing is, of course, this let's say, isolation due to the corona pandemic, and some good things also have followed from it. I think people have, there has been a natural disruption. Many things have had to be digitalized, and that happened also to the acceleration program. So what we did is that we moved the whole program from on-site to online. And as I said at some point, that we have been wondering why there were so few female founders. I mean, the program had altogether 37 startups, and 2 of them actually had a female founder. So it's really, even if taking into consideration the industry we're in, it's a very low number. And we thought that it would be time for us to run a program that would be only for women, and so that there would be no reason not to join it. So everything online, you can start from a very early idea stage, and the program is there really to help female founders. But of course, it's not only maybe the lack of opportunity or the how to get started that keeps women from or any founders from starting a startup, but it's also the fear of failure. I mean, clearly, nobody wants to make big mistakes, and but the thing is, you won't learn anything if you don't do them. And of course, the idea with the startup and what we try to teach is that you should make small mistakes, make small steps, and then your mistakes are small, and you can validate your idea, before you maybe dive too deep into it, and there is no way, getting out of it. But yes, so this is one of the big fears that we all have, fear of failing. But that's why you need to find ways. How can you start and to minimize the failure? And there are certain ideas or certain ways that you could maybe diminish this kind of risk of failing. And the first thing is that when you start, the product you want to, or the solution you want to build, you should think, is it really a problem? You know, to really start from the core, is this a real urgent and a big problem that is, you know, big and urgent for many people, not only for myself? And once you have that figured out, you know, is my solution, you can think about your solution. And really, then you need perseverance. You need to, you know, convince other people that they want to do it together with you, because it's difficult to set up a company alone. And at some point, you need to be able to, you know, persuade also investors to invest in your company. So always start from the core, thinking about, you know, what is it, why I want to do what I want to do. You need to be, you know, passionate about it and have really the drive to do it. And then you can think about how you're going to do and what are you actually going to build. And how then to test your idea, because you can really test your idea in a simple way. You don't need to, you know, spend hundreds of thousands of euros. Some people think that to set up a company, you need to first, you know, go to investors, get all the money, and then you need to do it. But no. If you think about my latest startups that I did, so I built an MVP. I was talking to my friends and family, asking what you think about, is this kind of solution maybe needed? And then, you know, you ask for feedback, but not only from your friends and family. You need to ask for feedback for people you don't know. And the easiest way, of course, for that to do is to build something, to show something that you want to do. Sometimes maybe it's enough to have just a pitch deck. Sometimes you build, maybe like myself, a clickable application that you can show people, this is how it's supposed to work, you know, once it's ready. Sometimes you can take part of an acceleration program that will help you, you know, to figure out the business idea, you know, the business models, you know, to introduce the right kind of people, the mentors and investors. And then in the end, you do this kind of minimum viable product. You do the least needed to be able to show people how your product works, and maybe even good enough product that they actually would be willing to pay for it. Because people who don't pay for your product are not for your clients. And if you don't make money, you will die. And, you know, as my co-founder, Ram, always says, you know, hard work puts you in the place when good luck can find you. It's again the same thing. We should really, when we think about setting up a company, try to go beyond being afraid. You know, going beyond of, you know, fear of failing, and really try to more imagine, what would I do if I could not fail? And why would my startup succeed? And not always, you know, concentrate on the things that, why would it fail? So that's end of my presentation. So what we're going to do, we are going to set up the Female Founders Acceleration Program. Maybe there are some startups here listening to this who are interested about it. So the program will start mid-August. You can apply. You go to our website, www.acceleratorfrankfurt.com, or you can send me direct an email.